My mom dies. Then my dad falls in love with her nurse, but I think the nurse poisoned my dad for his money.
OKOP.
This is OKOP. I'm Samuel Donner.
And I'm John Frye.
And we tell the funniest stories on the internet. And John, please tell me a funny story because there's so much death and destruction in the world.
You
We
know,
need to lift up our spirit.
it may lift up your spirits and then slam them back down in a righteous fashion.
I love that. Like an emotionally abusive girlfriend.
Exactly.
I'll come crawling back to you every time, John.
Sweet, sweet mistress. My mom dies. Then my dad falls in love with her nurse, but I think the nurse poisoned my dad for his money.
What?
Quite a
Bruh.
tale.
What happened to nurses trying to save us?
Yeah, what happened
Why
to
are they
them
all trying to kill
giving
us?
us health, not taking it away from us? Oh, man.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm an only son. My mom died of ovarian cancer at only 45 years of age, and it broke my dad's heart. They had been together since college and were the same age, with my dad being only a month older. Wow, that's like so close in age, actually.
Yeah, jeez. But if they met in college, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, true. That makes sense. I'm 22 and about to graduate college with my degree in chemistry when the main events start to occur.
Wait, before we get into the main events, how different in age are your parents?
My parents are also very close, like less than in the same year, 1961.
Same year? Okay.
Yeah. How about
My mom and dad are 4 years apart.
Okay,
No, 5 years apart. 5 years.
I thought you were about to be like, yeah, they're like 25 years apart.
25 years apart, yeah. My dad is 90.
Yeah. Now, I went to college on a full ride scholarship. This will be important later.
Congrats, OP. Full ride. Let's go.
Indeed. And this will be important later. My dad met my stepmom when she was my mom's nurse at the hospital where she spent her final days. My stepmom, Grace, played all the right notes to gain my dad's trust. She was empathetic to him, nurturing, and comforting after my mom's passing. I was 17 and old enough to sense she was just trying to weasel her way into my dad's resources.
Oh.
But it was up to my dad if he wanted to be in a relationship with her. I was in my final year of public school and had just won a scholarship to attend college out of the country for the following year. My dad mourned my mom for a year, and that whole time, Grace would check in on him on the phone every month or so. In my opinion, to scope out the possibility of her sinking her hooks into him.
Oh, God.
After a year passed, Grace took the gloves off and went hard after my dad.
To make him hard.
Uh-oh. Grace was only 40 when she and my dad started seeing each other. I didn't like her, but at the same time, my dad at least didn't seem so depressed anymore. So I tried to be less pessimistic and give her the benefit of the doubt. In my gut, I did not trust her. But we are Scandinavian, and at least...
Wait, really quick, like, why doesn't OP trust her? Like, what did she do?
I don't know. You know, I guess he just like has a feeling about the way that she's reaching out to him and the way that he's like interacted with her. She's giving off those vibes.
But so far, like it seems like the nurse is fine. Like checking in once a month is fine. Like a year after is maybe a little soon, but not ridiculously soon. I think it's within the realm of possibilities that you could date someone a year after.
I think
the
it's
other
like
person has passed.
Perfectly both ways, where like this could be an actually great scenario where it's like someone who actually cares about him and wants to be in a relationship.
So far, I don't see any red flags.
Yeah, but I could see on the flip side how like someone really smart and conniving could essentially do this in a way to make it not look, like it is what it is.
Yeah. I like the perfect balance.
But on the surface, like if I didn't know anything was wrong, I wouldn't have a red flag either, honestly.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. We're Scandinavian, and at least in my family, the son does not tell his father what to do or even offer any opinion. Grace is from the Czech Republic, if you're wondering. That's never heard of that before. I didn't know that was like a Scandinavian thing. But
wait, what is a Scandinavian thing?
That the son does not tell the dad like what to do. He couldn't be like, Dad, don't date this woman.
I feel like that's like a traditional father-son relationship.
It is.
I don't know if it's necessarily Scandinavian. I think it's like old-timey, maybe.
Yeah, like old, like because he's
old
like
school.
Like friend. I could see situations where as an adult you would tell your dad like, oh, don't do this thing or whatever, you know what I mean? But it sounds like it's like very off limits to him, I guess. My father was a successful banker during his career, and he amassed quite a portfolio of wealth. I will spare you the details, but after 6 months of dating, Grace and my father got married.
That's very soon.
Yeah.
But like, who was the one who proposed?
I don't know if we ever know that, but I'm guessing the father.
Yeah, I'm guessing the father too. So
Yeah. We shall see. My dad never really got over my mom, though, and he was getting weaker and weaker, even though he was only 57. Since his health was waning, he called me and said, point blank, boy, what do you need to be set up in life? I told him I didn't need anything. I'm a man and can take care of myself. But what are you even talking about, Dad? You're going to be around for at least a few decades. I did remind him that he had living sisters with children, my aunts and cousins, and I also reminded him that I had a full scholarship to college, so he didn't need to worry about giving me any cash. And then, only a year later, he died at 59.
Pretty young.
Yeah, pretty young and just kind of seems to be out of nowhere. I, of course, have seen lots of Hollywood movies, so I consider the conspiracy theory that maybe my dad's new wife poisoned him and made him sign over all the money to her. But I honestly don't think that's what's happened.
Yeah, that seems like reaching.
Yeah, it seems like a bit of a reach. Other relatives don't like Grace either, but they knew my dad was totally in love with my mom and that her death utterly broke him. Well, long story short, my dad bequeathed his 5-bedroom house to me, even though I wasn't expecting it and I didn't ask for it. He gave a small endowment to each of his sisters and their children. But he left about 80% of all his existing money to Grace.
80%.
80% of his money to Grace. Yeah.
That's a lot for someone he's only known for a year and a half.
Truly.
Wow.
And this amount ended up being several $100,000. My dad ignored me because he's generous to his fault and still gave me several tens of thousands of dollars myself, which, of course, is very useful. Grace tended to put on a friendly front, but I could tell that she was angry as heck that she didn't get my dad's house, too.
You know, this is a lot of inferring. Like, he could tell that she was angry as heck. She put on a friendly front. It seems like OP has something against this woman.
I agree. I think that, like, there aren't any major red flags. Like
there's literally nothing wrong except like he has this suspicion.
You would have to be like in OP's shoes. Like, it's like the gremlin where it's like so cute and fluffy to everyone, and then it has like fangs when it looks at you.
But so far, I haven't seen any gremlin fangs.
That is fair. Like, honestly, I think you're right. I don't think I see any either.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, the thing is, the house belonged to me, and I had the legal papers to prove it. She was especially mad because we live in an extremely upscale and trendy neighborhood. Houses are really hard to come by and easily sold for a massive profit.
How is she mad? How is she showing you that she's mad? Show me the receipts.
Show me the receipts. During the first few months after my dad's death, I had the nauseating, creepy experience of knowing that Grace was trying to feel me out a little if I might be into getting a relationship with her. So she started making moves on him.
What moves? What moves? I don't believe a fucking thing. I don't believe an effing thing OP says. What moves?
Okay, this part I will give OP.
All right, what? What OP? Tell me.
Well, then he says, gross. I'm not about that. So OP says, she still stayed at the house because over the last...
Wait. He gives no details about how she came on to him and just says gross. I bet like the nurse is like, hey, like, how are you holding up? And she's like, whoa, nurse lady.
I'm not for sale.
That is gross.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so funny.
We all process grief in different ways.
So she stayed at the house because over the last 3 years, she had gotten used to living there and act like she owned it.
How is she acting like she owned it?
Oh, even though I actually owned it.
All right, we get it. You own the house, OP.
You own the house. You're a house owner.
Yeah, go big whoop. Big whoop.
I was always away at college, and I only visited my dad's house once every couple of months during school. Even then, it wasn't to see Grace, but to see my cousins who lived a few miles away. I downplayed the fact that it was really my house, and over the months, I think Grace gradually forgot that she really had no legal right to the house. She probably believed that sooner or later, because I never asked her for any of the hundreds of thousands of my dad's dollars that she now had, that I was somehow independently wealthy and would just give up my house to her.
How? All right. Like, he's assuming a lot about what this woman's thinking. What is she actually telling you? What has she done?
It gets better. Oh, Wolf, with your reaction. I knew I'd eventually hydrogen bomb this bitch when she started dating some new guy only 5 months after my dad was in the ground. And one time I came home from college after graduating, and her new boyfriend some sleazy looking D-bag named Ivan, who is only a few years older than me, were acting like I was a guest in my own house and that they owned it. Interesting. How are you feeling now?
I mean, 5 months is fast, but also they were only in a relationship for a year and a half.
That's true. To me, the biggest red flag is that like this guy is like only a few years older than the son. Like that's
rebound.
Yeah.
Young D.
And I think she's like in her early 40s. So I guess it's not like,
if I was single, I'd date a 40-year-old.
I have a friend who's all about like the older the better. Like if you're not 90,
bro, well,
get
right.
out of his face.
I think it's kind of cool dating someone so much older than you, because then you get to like vampirically absorb all their experience.
That is true. But I would just like, it was like the one story where OP was 25 and the guy was like 50.
Yeah.
And all of his friends were like in his 50s. And I'm like, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if you like marry someone that's like 45, but dating for like a year or something.
Right.
Like,
dipping your toe in the water.
Yeah,
basically.
dip your toe, see what it's like, see what you can learn. See like, oh, like how do you do dial up phones and
what was AOL like?
Yeah.
The important things.
What was Nom?
Grace told me that she was going to give away my PlayStation 4 to Ivan's cousin because I'm too old to play with video games. You got to admit that's a just idiot move.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I've been on Team Nurse because I love an underdog. But now it's kind of weird. Like you don't do that.
It's slowly turning back. There's actual receipts to back up.
Yeah. Now this is like
claims.
the first receipt we've had. Like you've run up a whole freaking
big tab.
Yeah, a big freaking tab. And this is the first receipt that we've gotten. Like you basically said like, I'm gonna buy the Ferrari, I'm gonna buy the house, I'm gonna buy the yacht, and then you're like, okay, and I have a receipt for a coffee here.
Yeah.
Like, bro, where's the receipts for the Ferrari and the yacht and the house?
Well, let's see if he adds up his change here. Now, I don't even know this guy. You give away my PS4 to someone I don't know? I quickly changed all my network passwords that same day. And then I smiled because I knew what I had to do eventually. She also said that now she and Ivan were getting married because I can't just mourn for your father forever. I have to move on with my life.
Wait, she's after 5 months?
It seems roughly that
That's
time
quick.
period.
Okay. And Ivan's like the 20-year-old?
He's in, yeah, looks like Ivan's in his 20s. Yeah.
Does Ivan have money?
I don't know. We are unaware of Ivan's financial situation.
I don't know, man. I mean, that's a little quick. Another
maybe a MacBook added to the Lambo and yacht receipt.
I would say maybe not a MacBook, maybe like a Big Mac, but like
Big Mac.
But there's something there.
Oh my gosh. Then I told her I had already graduated college, secured a good job with a local firm, and will soon need to find a new place to live. She looked thrilled, especially the part where I said, I'll soon have a new place to live. Then in a patronizing way, she tells me, you always have a place at our house, though. You're welcome to stay whenever you please, which could actually, which could be generous. Considering the actual,
well, she's living there, right?
She is, but he owns the house.
He owns the house, but like that's like, bro, like I get that he owns the house and he like feels like he owns the house, but I mean, she's living there and she's basically saying like, stay here whatever you want. Like it seems like she's just a genuinely nice person.
Let's see.
Where are the receipts, OP?
Let's see what this story holds. Now here's the kicker.
Okay. Oh, okay. Now this is the kicker.
What I really said is that I will probably have a new place in 3 months. She says that is wonderful because she intends to go to her homeland to have a wedding with Ivan and afterward have her honeymoon. She assures me it's a local affair. Otherwise, I'd invite you, honey. And anyway, I know you're too busy. I congratulate her. She asks me if I can watch the house for her. Watch my own house? Sure. What I really say is, of course, I will take care of the house. I am careful to not say your house. Her and D-Bag fiance go on their trip, and I immediately put up advertisements in rental websites offering to lease my house. I hire movers and have all of Grace's furniture and possessions boxed up and put into a storage rental facility. I retain all of my parents' furniture that they had before they met me and Grace. Locks? Changed. All of them. Within days, I am inundated with dozens of inquiries regarding my amazing furnished house with fantastic views. I rent it out to a wonderful young lady, a barista and his schoolteacher wife, and their 2 preteen children. They pay me their first and last month's rent, sign a lease for a year.
Bro, OP just sounds like a dick. Like he just like here this woman is, this freaking widow living in the house that she was living in. Although OP owns the house, she was living there. She says he could be there whenever he wants. She goes away thinking she's going on this honeymoon, this beautiful wedding, and she's going to come back to locked doors and another family in it. And like OP hasn't said anything about these changes.
Bro,
OP is the a-hole.
OP kind of is.
OP is an a-hole. Okay, keep going.
Now, for the new family, I warned them about my crazy stepmom who thinks that this is her house.
What? crazy stepmom? Bro, she was living there. You pulled the rug out under her. What?
But I present them with contact information to my lawyer, the same lawyer my dad retained, in case they need any assurance that I'm on the level with them. I also gave my lawyer the information about the storage facility, including the fact that I had generously paid 4 months of storage for Grace's stuff in advance, which is a whole month longer than her honeymoon adventure.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
We're almost to the end.
Is this Am I the A-hole?
No, it's ProRevenge.
Okay, I want to freaking I am so excited to see these comments. I hope they tear them to pieces.
I then found a great apartment in the city near my place of work. There, I met a woman in a restaurant that I frequented at a night after a long work. We've been dating 6 months now and are engaged to be married. Wow. Okay. So
6 months. Oh yeah, that's so fast, Obi. Oh, a whole month more than her and Ivan.
Oh my gosh.
Freaking hypocrite, bro. OP, what? You're garbage.
Now, Grace returns.
Of course she does.
And of course, Grace tried to shriek and cause trouble when she realized she got kicked out of my house, but my lawyer quickly shut her mouth without my having to ever speak to her garbage face again. Good God.
What did she do?
From what I hear, her and her trash husband left the country, and I assume they're blowing through my dad's money and will soon be broke like chavs usually become when they get a taste of a little bit and they think they're living the good life. So maybe Grace will go and try and exploit some other lonely man into giving her his money. Speaking of money, the house that I rent out is generating so much money that I am not only able to pay for my cousin's college, but I moved into a larger apartment of my own together with my fiance. I love my job, but really, I could survive solely on renting out my dad's old house. And to think, if Grace had only been cooler and nicer, I might have...
What did she do? What do you mean cooler and nicer? She was nice the whole time. She did nothing to you except the one thing that she ever did was she asked if she could sell his PS4. Or did she sell?
She gave away her PS4.
Okay, the one thing that she did is she gave away your PS4. And because she gave away your PS4, you're going to just ruin her whole life?
Oh my God, yeah.
Bruh, you're an adult. You don't need video games.
There's one sentence left. If Grace had been any cooler and nicer, I might have let her stay at the house just to be a good sport. And definitely if she had stayed the heck away from my room. But no, she had to act all proprietary, so I had to make her homeless as a wedding gift.
Oh my God.
That's it.
OP is terrible. OP is terrible. Okay, I want to hear the comments. I can't be the only one that thinks OP is a garbage person.
Comment number 1, most upvoted comment. Grace really isn't that bright.
What do you mean isn't that bright? Because she's being a nice person. She's not thinking that this kid is against her. Tell me someone's on our side here.
Let me see. It's almost as if they had a checklist. 6 months passed? Check. Seems nice? Check. Great in bed? Check. Now time to get the ring. I guess she's talking about...
How is no one seeing through this?
Probably sold the ring too. What a scumbag of a stepmom. Dude, people are on OP's side over
I don't
here.
understand, bro. I don't get it. This is bullshit. Honestly, what are these? the Reddit comments are supposed to be the pinnacle of veracity. They're supposed to be the Supreme Court judges of the universe, and they're failing us right now.
Dude, honestly, you're really right. I was waiting till the end of the story because I didn't know the end of the story here, but you are right. Like, it's not clearly evident that the mom was truly that. Like, it could easily be all in OP's head, which also, even if it is in OP's head, he went
overboard. And I really think it's in OP's head, but like, all right, this is one where I really want to read the comments. Please tell me what you think about this in the comments, because this is like baffling to me that anyone would think that OP is in the right here. Baffling. But you know what is always a right move?
Hitting the subscribe button, guys.
Follow us on Spotify, on TikTok, support us on Patreon with Kathy Quigley, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.